Prescriptive and descriptive approach to grammar. Prescriptive grammar describes when people focus on talking about how a language should or ought to be used. Prescriptive grammar tells you how you should speak and what type of language to avoid. A language that sets out rules for how it should be used and for what should not be used, based on norms derived from a particular model of grammar. It specifies how a language and its grammar rules should be used. Example of prescriptive grammar is a situation where a teacher corrects a student who says, "Were we at in the textbook?" Another example, "Jake and me are coming to the party too." What does prescriptive grammar say? Me is used as a subject. Instead, we should use I. Me should be used as object. So according to prescriptive grammar, sentence should read, "Jake and I are coming to the party too."
Descriptive grammar. Descriptive grammar focuses on describing the language as it is used, not saying how it should be used. A study of language, its structure, and its rules as they are used in daily life, its speakers from all walks of life, including standard and non-standard varieties. An example of descriptive grammar would be a linguist who hears an English speaker say, "Where we at?" Now, descriptive grammar say, "Me" is becoming increasingly widespread in subject position, so according to descriptive grammar, this sentence is okay. Jake and me are coming to the party too.
Morphology and Syntax. What is language? Most of us, both linguists and non-linguists, have the common sense notion that language is a tool or a structured system, which main purpose is for communication. Every tool has two components, a function and a form. The function is the job the tool is designed to accomplish, and the form is the tangible structure that accomplishes that job. Syntax and morphology are an integral part of linguistics. They are subdivisions of the study of languages, and together with phonetics, semantics, and phonology, contribute to the understanding of how a language is formed. Syntax is focused on the way the sentences are developed, while morphology deals with the understanding of how words are formed. Basically, morphology is the study of the structure of words, while syntax studies the structure of sentences. Together, these disciplines help linguists understand how language works. Morphology helps linguists understand the structure of words by putting together morphemes. A morpheme is the smallest grammatical meaningful part of language. There are two different types of morphemes that form the basis of the words they structure. They are known as a free morpheme and a bound morpheme. A free morpheme is a single meaningful unit of a word that can stand alone in the language. For example, cat, mat, trust, slow, these are all free morphemes and stand alone. A bound morpheme cannot stand alone. It has no real meaning if it is on its own. For example, walked. The ed there cannot stand alone or unpleasant. The un or the an is not a standalone morpheme. Bound morphemes that are part of the beginning of a word are known as prefixes, and at the end of a word, they are known as suffixes. Bound morphemes can also be grouped into a further two categories. Going back to the prefix and suffixes. The prefix are placed in the beginning of the word, and it makes a different meaning when attached to the root word, while the suffixes are words that are attached at the end of the root word. Derivational words or derivational suffixes can make the root word become another part of speech. From noun to verb, from verb to adverb, from adverb to adjective. For example, the word nation. When you put al, the suffix al, it will become national. And then if you add again ize, it will become nationalize. That becomes a verb. But if you put ed, nationalize, that will become an adjective. It may sound like a past tense, but that actually is a participle. That will be considered as an adjective. If you put ly, that will become an adjective, nationally. But
Adverb,
if we put in at the beginning, that will become internationally. See? From one part of speech to another part of speech. And you see, the part of speech forms a sentence. But of course, we cannot put together all those parts of speech in one sentence. Like for example, the boy is walking. So we can see the pattern we use here is article, noun, linking verb, and verb. So there are a lot of patterns to follow. So actually, right now we are talking about the syntax, the formation of a sentence following a certain structure. I have here a graph which we can see the syntax, which is, okay, here the syntax, and the other side is the structure, morphology. Okay, from the top, we can read pragmatics, semantics, syntax, morphology, phonology, phonetics. And the lower part of it, speech sounds, phonemes, words, phrases, and sentences, literal meaning of phrases and sentences, meaning in context of discourse. Syntax looks at sentences and how words perform in a sentence. Syntax looks at the rules and process of building a sentence, and it looks at the word order and structure of a sentence. The meaning of a sentence in any language depends on the syntax and order of the words. A very simple basic sentence in English is made of a subject with a verb and a direct object. For example, the dog chased the cat. Change the word order to the cat chased the dog. Thank you for watching.
Nagising ako muna.
Ma'am si Sel.